Recording watching this and then the podcast.
Hey, you're not podcasting, right?
We need the podcast.
We need the podcast. You want to just... Alright. So we starting the podcast now. I'm going to have to edit the first couple of minutes.
You a hoe.
Who's a
guys,
dirtbag?
welcome into the station. Welcome to Shibuya Station. We here to provide you with the best anime content you ever had from real dudes in New York. I'm Jace, Fashionforty on IG.
I'm Parlaymiles. Well, actually, I'm Parlay, son of Miles. Dr. Bayo, motherfuckers.
I'm sleep apparently, but it's your boy OJ.
Shibuya-Hime, aka Bree. Welcome aboard, everybody.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. So we like to talk about how last week there was no releases.
It's very sad. Almost as sad as how tired OG Shishomaru is.
For no reason. Last
It's
time
crazy.
we had
At
two
least he's
coffees
here.
For no reason.
Yeah, he's here at the podcast, so that's fine. You know.
I didn't choose the pussy over the podcast.
Nah, I don't care. Niggas is tired.
Yeah, no, I felt subliminal. Excuse me.
Ooh.
None this guy.
It was one of those shoe fits, so guess you trying to wear those, huh?
You do deserve the blowout from last week. Thank you.
Wait, alright. No, wait. Excuse me.
What?
How?
Yeah, she-
Literally, there was about to be a snowstorm.
Okay.
3 a.m. that never
Niggas made it
happened.
home, was asleep in bed, curled up with mad groceries by the time the blizzard even thought about getting here.
What was a snowstorm?
You chose early storm warnings.
Yo, I was like, wait, I don't know what's going on. And there was another reason, but I forgot. And then I
No,
was...
it was
And-
Capital One being a dickhead.
Yo,
Nah,
Yeah.
but no, but I also have Capital One, and my dickhead ass still made it.
Alright, did we
To my own
compare...
house.
We compared
Capital
our balances, though.
It was like $200 difference. Jeez.
That is still that's a half a G. Before check day?
Yo, yeah, it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Like,
Wow.
yo, I can't. If it wasn't before check day, I would have waited. I wouldn't have cared. I was like, yo, I'm a broke bitch, whatever. And then I had Shorty, and then I'm like, yo, God, I had to bring her. It's not like I got to ride from Brooklyn up here.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm all fucked. Guys, I'm going to call out.
We got you. It was okay.
I do
Call out.
apologize.
Everybody
I
gets
didn't
one
just
no
choose
call.
pussy over podcast, though, okay? I didn't even fuck her that day.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Unlike some people who fucked your girl so much and got so tired, they ended up sleeping in the car.
Oh.
Early storm warnings.
This is terrible, guys. This is.
First of all, people just making that shit because I'm letting the fool digest. You know, I'm meditating. I'm meditating. I'm hearing this bullshit, and I'm just letting you rock. But since you want to put me in it, nah, this is what happens. This is what happens. Jace
Ooh.
was scared of the blizzard. You know why he was scared of the blizzard?
Why? I don't know who that was. We got extra people in here sometimes.
He wasn't scared of the blizzard, guys. That was the whole zinger. All right. He was afraid of his girlfriend because he didn't want to leave because she wanted the D. You see, the D ain't for free,
It is though.
Oh.
but JAC to the E
Uh-oh.
have to give it up.
He went so hard. No, he definitely meditated. He went to sleep half a day for this.
Yeah.
I did.
He had this prepared.
Jay said,
You're about to
please,
be very scared.
please, my sausage, please. Don't never like my sausage. I won't have enough to use the bathroom with.
Oh my.
She
We
was
do
like,
know
no,
who
you
edits
better
these
bring- you better
podcasts,
bring-
so
You better bring your German self over here. You German Trini, you big bastard. You.
Oh my god.
And then they were just going at it like bears in the winter. And I was just like, wow.
Like bears?
Look like bears in the
Like bears in the winter.
But bears in the winter are asleep, so I don't even.
Their lovemaking was so crazy that the blizzard came.
Hibernation cuddle?
The moral of the story is,
There's
Jace
no morals for
is
this.
whipped by the vagina. And that's why he chose the podcast over us. And he'll never love us.
We have confirmed that Jason still chose
Jace
early
don't
storm
love us.
warnings over podcasts.
Yeah, not vagina. Early storm warnings.
Jace don't love us.
And,
I would like
and
to put
hoe
that.
ass banks.
Yeah, whole ass banks. That's for sure.
In your whole ass ways. Cheating on us with the goddamn girl.
So we already know who's pussy of a podcast. If I did it, I was just trying to be as cool as him.
I would never.
So-
I would never ever choose vagina.
Y'all
over
want that on a
podcast.
T-shirt?
Pussy over
P.o.P.
podcast.
No, the whole thing's
You
spelled out.
parlay. You would never
Or subliminal
have, you would
with
never
cat
have, you would never have
over
luxury of
podcast.
being P.o.P., all right. Never.
Nah, I'll always be here.
I'll be waiting.
You're like terrible.
We're
people.
facing odds out here in vagina.
Now, as we were saying, nothing came out and we were sad.
Oh, sorry.
No, you don't have to be
No,
sorry.
he just
Nothing
wanted to
came
dig
out. We're all
me a
sad.
bigger grave. My bad, we got distracted by the ninja cat. Distracted. So,
What vagina?
there was no releases last week.
Sad.
And literally, as we were about to start recording and prepping for the podcast, there was one manga that was released that nobody expected on a Monday. And that happened to be Attack on Titan.
It's Tuesday.
Wait, today's Tuesday?
Today
Oh my god.
Wow.
is Tuesday.
I'm definitely editing that whole part to right
Nah,
Nah,
you keep
we-
every last bit of that so that people can know that it is Tuesday.
All right. So yeah, it came out on a Tuesday. Super surprising. Nobody expected it, and it was just there. And I think I'm the only one that read most of it.
I read like 9 pages, but then I was told to stop because, it was necessary.
Yeah. So besides that, which came out today, we don't know anything else. Nothing is really gonna come out until Thursday, I guess. So we got a kind of a free episode, except when we was conversing in text message, somebody didn't know who Puri Puri Prisoner was.
Sorry, guys.
Happily.
It's very true. So we had to introduce her.
Introduce yourself.
仕方ない変身するか覚悟しな変身プリプリプリズナーレンジャースタイル
Puri Puri passage.
Yeah, you guys made me fall in love with the character and then killed him in one fell swoop. Fucking Game of Thrones ass.
Puri Puri Prisoner was expressing his homosexual tendencies.
They're not tendencies. He's just very, very.
No,
gay.
he's not gay.
His boyfriend made. It's just because he's in
His
jail.
male friend.
He has
We
a
don't
male
know
friend.
what they kind of do in jail.
I felt like he.
They
Have
like
you
to
ever
make
watched
wine in
Oz?
the toilet.
Men get
I
no.
refuse to watch Oz.
You ever watch Prison School?
Yes. See, prison schools, like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing crazy going on in there.
Copy. So, in order for her to appreciate Puri Puri Prisoner, I had to ask, have you ever watched One Punch Man? And she hasn't.
I have. Today I watched my first 2 episodes.
It's very marvelous. Now
I'm
she's
getting-
introduced
Yes.
to the strongest man.
I'm getting my weight up, guys. I feel the power
With
flowing through
dishwashing
me.
gloves.
With dishwashing gloves.
Do they
Nah.
get into his powers later? Because
No.
I read them.
So,
You get to learn the nice training regimen he did
Which
to
is
get
up,
that
what,
strong.
100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups every day. But how does
And
that
10-kilometer runs.
Yeah, but okay, so how does he get fast? How does he teleport? How does he, does his skin get hard? How does he not get hurt? Like, these are questions. Answers are needed.
My simple theory is just because the town that he, lives in is constantly overflowing and running with monsters, and that's how he always trained. So that's how he got absurdly strong, and he just became young Goku.
no,
but there's...
all right. So right
I mean,
now,
that's just what I believe. Y'all
so
can
right
say
now,
y'all opinions
in order to
yourselves.
understand One Punch Man, you have to understand that One Punch Man started as a webcomic by this guy named One. That's
Yeah.
his internet name, right?
I read the first, couple chapters.
All right, but
And
that is
go look at
different.
Mob Psycho. It's also by One.
So what happens is different than what you currently see in here.
Your standard shonen formula.
So yeah, basically what happened is he written 2 stories. One story is crazier than, and then it got redrawn again, and some of the story got changed a little bit. Almost the same exact manga, but the drawing is done by the guy who did Ice Shell 21. It's a really great manga artist. I can't remember his name right now, but basically, the way One Punch was made, it was not supposed to be by your standard formula for superhero genre thing or anything else. Like
You guys said it was supposed to be a parody.
Similar to a parody, so it's like a deconstruction.
It's like a reverse shonen comedy.
It's a reverse shonen comedy. It's like a deconstruction of the shonen genre, and it's like pluses, it's minuses, and the little tropes that it go through. So one of the tropes is in any manga you either have the guy who's a superhero doesn't know how he got his powers and got memory loss, or you have the guy who trains to get his powers.
Okay.
And we don't know what he does because he says his training regimen, but he did that for 3 years straight, and he's just stronger than anything alive.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. There's a difference between super strength and like having healing abilities, or the fact that he's like super duper fast, or like why are his muscles able? There's no science.
You don't even know the true like limits of his abilities. Because like
he's bored.
He's never fought anyone seriously.
Yeah, he's just a bored strong man. He's just a hyped up. It's just weird.
So
I want to know
what happens is because modern manga is all about they got to train for the power or they already had the power. This goes back to the old manga. So back in the 80s, like the original JoJo's. The Fist of the North Stars. It goes to that lone hero who appears out of nowhere and is the best, and that's basically it's trying to play on that. It's interesting though because every Puri Puri Prisoner is basically a lolly. A lolly is a guy who's at the time they wasn't calling gay people, but it's essentially is a gay or a little fruity in certain areas. Some of them are actually straight, but they still play that lolly role. Yeah. And then, but they combined him with the Sailor Scout. So you see when he did his transformation to Angel style, he did the whole Sailor Moon little intro. That was even in the manga. The
transformation is so beautiful. He takes that whole little
amazing
star-colored glow.
Yes, it's so beautiful, and you can't really see his pectorals.
Puri Angel style.
But it's really dope because lollies guys want to be girls. So he's when he turns into an angel, he's technically turning into a girl, and he gets even more flamboyant. I swear his eyelashes must get a little bit longer.
He's so handsome and so pretty.
Yeah, so basically that's the reason why she's now watching One Punch Man and understanding. She honestly it just keeps surprising me personally. So you're just gonna keep understanding the normal anime and manga tropes, and then the ones that's deconstructed, or it's a play on it that is basically making inside jokes on what the industry is.
Yeah, there's really just a bunch of random miscellaneous arcs, probably featuring the supporting cast and getting to know more about them and whatnot. Then you get this big, really awesome, dangerous threat where no one could probably win besides him, and it's a good thing to see.
But you know what's funny about that? So basically, we get these threats, right? There's always a way for him not to join the fight early. And then Genos, who studies under him, is basically he's your classic shonen character, and that's what Genos is. Genos is your Naruto. Legitimately, he's like a Naruto. Always at a power up, always at a new power up, and he has the longest fights. None of Saitama's fights, save for the last one, last that long at all, especially when it's a 1 versus 1 opponent.
Yeah, of course.
But basically, it's essentially what you get with him. I lost myself.
It's pretty dope, though. She's seen the first episode. How you feel about the first episode?
No, I like it. I made the joke that why does the art look like that? Because the first couple chapters of One Punch and manga is whoo.
No, see,
it's not really the best drawn thing, but it really is the best thing.
No, it's a good story because I remember that.
That's exactly how, that's exactly how it was drawn. This is from the other author, is literally the guy just couldn't draw at all.
Yeah, and he just wanted to make a story,
And
and
I
I
like how they
appreciated it.
incorporate that
Because
into
Mob
the
Psycho
anime.
is completely like that, and even in its anime form, it kind of still looks just the way it's
No,
drawn.
it's essentially exactly like what it is. Because Mob Psycho came after. You're gonna love. Honestly, I really think Brie, you'll love Mob Psycho. It's really one of my favorite. I like it way more than One Punch Man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because it has a story
All that
arc.
shit.
And so, like he was saying with One Punch, it's like little bullshit arc. It's like characters background, some funny gag moments. Which when they do the gag moments, they use the original art, like the original manga does by One. And then it goes to like everybody fights the enemy. Genos is the last to always fight the enemy and die. And then it goes to Saitama legitimately killing the enemy at once, but it's always seen as a fluke. So it's basically, I think it's a representation of how the artist felt. Like he had all these dope ideas, but when he finally executed, it turned out, his art, for example, turned out to be a fluke, but it ended up being a hit sensation because of the characters and the story and his rudimentary design.
Nice.
So my bad, I totally interjected about your first episode review.
Oh.
So no, tell me. So
No.
besides the art, what else did you like about it?
I like the fact that I want to watch it now. Like I want to watch the rest of it and know why the fuck, or read it, or so I need to talk to somebody because I need to know how the fuck is he so powerful, and like he's thirst. He is so thirst to like beat some ass and just take names and just he's so bored with it, and that's kind of like the fact that he chooses that to do that for good when he could like legit just run shit and just be Mr. Villain, and that's a purpose that he could have, but that doesn't even cross his mind. He's just like, I just need to find a bad guy strong enough that I can kill him, because that's my purpose.
Right, when you could just be the world's greatest villain and have all the good guys come to you until you actually find someone who can beat you.
Yeah. If you find someone who can beat you.
See,
about that,
that's
man.
the thing about Saitama. He's dumb as shit.
He just wants to be a hero for fun.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily because he's dumb. I just think that he doesn't want to be evil. Like he doesn't want to be a villain.
Well, there's a reason why he doesn't become a villain. Like, I'm not saying he would have ever became a villain, but he was actually normal. He was a human.
Yeah, you see that in the first episode too.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. So
Crablante.
The crab guy, but he was just straight normal.
Yeah.
So I think if he would have had powers, and then wanted a challenge, it would have been different. But because he didn't have powers and got powers, it was like, well, I was already fighting for good.
Yeah.
When I discovered this is what I wanted to do, so why even become evil?
Yeah.
But it's because he's stupid. Because he doesn't have a driving force. He's only a hero because he did it to help a boy. It's not like he really cares about being a hero. And then he wants the greatest fighters. He wants a fighting challenge. So he wants to basically fight the greatest fighter he ever can fight, so that he can be challenged during his fight and actually use effort.
Yeah, I saw that in the episode, the dream that he had about the subterranean.
The subterranean people. Like you will see it through here. He gets straight, just like that's all he really desires.
Yeah.
So you got to ask yourself: is he desiring to be a hero, or is he desiring for a challenge?
Yeah, I think
But
it's a challenge.
he's so stupid that he can't realize what he's doing.
No, I know. I think he knows that that's all he wants. That all he hungers for is for because he was dead. I think that Crablante, whatever guy,
Crablante
gave him because he was already dead. He was dead before that guy came. He was looking for a job. Like the guy even said, you're dead behind your eyes, just like me. And I think that fighting that first guy, I don't think that he knows that it's less of a fighting somebody. I think that I don't know, I want him to have a realization, kind of like Midoriya had. This is what I need to go for. Not necessarily the heroism, but fighting for people, because that's what kickstarted it with that crabby guy. He felt a little spark of something, and he's like, oh no, this is what I have to do now. Fucking like a heroin addict.
The fire was in his eyes.
He got that first hit.
And he trained for 3 years. And then that fire became a small little speck of dirt.
But wait, speaking of villains,
Yes.
I'm in the part of My Hero
Hey.
where Bakugo gets kidnapped. And he's not going to become a villain. I don't care what anybody says.
You don't know that.
Ty asked me earlier, he's like, oh, you don't think he has what it takes to be a villain? I think he has everything that it takes to be a villain. I think he has a shitty backstory.
He's a walking villain.
He has temper tantrum issues. He has the perfect hero to be his like fucking his nemesis, his whatever the fuck. He has it all, but he's not gonna be, because I have faith in him.
Crazy.
I do. I have faith in that little burning heart of his.
I compare Bakugo to Endeavor all the time because that's who I feel like he is. That's what I feel like Endeavor was growing up and shit like that with All Might and whatnot.
He didn't grow up with All Might. Remember the last couple of chapters?
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
He said you came out of nowhere. Legitimately, All Might came out of... All Might was Superman before, like, when Superman was becoming Superman. Like, when people started realizing
they
that
just needed a
Superman
symbol of peace, and he was like, I'm here.
He became that symbol of peace. And this is going to teach you so much more about, like, All for One, and, like, why All for One manifests the way it does in certain people. And you put me on, Parlay, because remember, we was talking about it, and I'm like, but wait, why? And then you was, because remember, I was talking about how All Might does his one for all, and how like Midoriya is doing it with Full Cow, because I couldn't understand that shit, bro. And then you was like, I think it was like, you know, it happens with the feet or something, like the way he grounds it is better.
Yeah.
So like, he like with All for One, it just manifests differently. So when All Might manifest All for One, he felt that the symbol of peace needed to be a hero that was overly muscular and proud, like a classic American hero, like Captain America, Shazam, or Superman. And that's basically where he represented it. But like he said, Endeavor said he came out of nowhere. And this is why I feel with Bakugo, like you say he can't become evil, but I gotta ask you, besides you feeling that way, why can't he?
No, everything else points to him going that way.
Being evil.
But why do you feel that he's gonna be good?
Because that is the obvious. It is like glaringly obvious. Like it is like the artist, the story wants him to be evil. Like almost to the point where it's unbearable, and it's like, nah, he's not gonna do it. Like, or it may get to that point where he's like on that edge on some Kylo shit, where it's just like you have to make a fucking choice now, be good or evil, and at that point he like picks evil. I'll take that. I'll take that where he has the battle all the way till the end. Maybe I'll take that, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think the setup is for him to be evil.
That's that shonen plot knowledge.
Yeah, so that's that like.
But like how most people would compare Midoriya to Naruto, I'd actually compare Bakugo to Vegeta. I think he's more like Vegeta as a character, just a prideful, arrogant mofo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Vegeta's whole like thing was looking up to his father until Frieza disrespected his father. That made Vegeta feel that he had to kill Frieza for disrespecting his thoughts of his father. Like, so
Frieza disrespected his set.
And that's where Vegeta's pride came from. Just like Bakugo saw All Might when he was, you know, small and was like, I want to be that. He just handles it in such an arrogant way. So I don't know.
I just don't want. I don't make it no be true, please. Make it no be true. I do not want him to be evil.
So you saw them like take him already, right? So you like seen him, you like, nah, don't come after me.
Yo, with the true snatchies, like he was just chilling with them. I'll protect you, blah blah. This motherfucker, he was so
real
mad.
Quick too. It was real quick, and it was just like,
yeah, like what?
Yoink.
Oh, and then Midoriya with like his. He's so
yes,
strong.
I forgot you got to see my boy Midoriya.
Oh, with the training?
At 1 for all 1 million, just tweak it.
Yo.
Unleashing it all.
Son, to save that, what is it, Kato? And
Little Warner horse boy.
Yo.
But see, that's what oh man.
I can't wait. I gobbled up those chapters like really fast.
Yeah, you really did. You caught up.
And we'll get to watch that in April.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I want that episode that happened. When the world realizes that the world they thought existed did not exist.
That's good stuff.
Are they like a simulation? Is it like Black Mirror stuff or?
Nah,
No.
not that.
Because that feels.
It's a normal training
I can't.
session.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't, because after this little training arc and then the Bakugo kidnapping and then the
Then I guess it gets into like that,
all for one,
like the
for
meat of
all.
the story, right?
Yeah, because this was really good.
I think season 3 will end like that in the anime, probably
It
leading
should,
right into that arc.
Nah, I think it should finish on that arc. Like it should.
I mean, it's possible. It
'Cause,
had
you
like
know,
20
they do
something
the little-
episodes.
They don't really do the cliffhanger thing, but they do it where it's like you know something else. Like right now, we knew something else was about to happen.
No, yeah, I could believe it because the season 2, I guess like, line of course for the episodes and whatnot, it was doubled. So, and I thought it would have ended like after the Stain fight and whatnot, but that's not exactly where it ended. And
Yeah.
or
They
it
did
started
a
with the
little-
tournament, I should say, and then I
It
expected
ended
it to
with
end at the Stain fight, but then it still
It
got
went
more
to the Stain
things.
fight. So that's why I think they're about to do the whatchamacallit thing.
Like, so I think it could be the
And
whole
I
forest
have to
thing.
say whatchamacallit because I don't want to ruin it for the people who didn't catch up on it. But I'm going to say next episode, y'all got to be caught up. Because I have to talk about this fight and what it means. Like, this is
It is going to be very
Superman,
intense.
Batman, Spider-Man. Like, all of their ships don't compare to this.
Yeah, it's gonna be like one of those
Like a Civil
Batman
War shit?
Jokers or
Not
Superman
Civil War.
versus like Dark Side things, like one of those
Oh.
epic kind of clashes.
Yes, me gusta. If you guys reading this really made me like this little part here where they were in the forest and like working on their shit really made me realize like they or think more about their powers, especially now reading the manga, like because it explains it. They have their little inserts and stuff, which it
Anime
flashes on
doesn't
the
do it.
anime,
Yeah.
but it's like I can actually
It's
stop.
really, really important.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
which
there's a lot of
yeah, which power would you like want? Because I want what's her name, Yaza's power, where she could just make anything. Yeah,
Oh, the creator.
yeah,
Yeah.
where she has her
Oh.
little book, her little flip book of like recipes for fucking atomic level type shit. Like, I would love that.
That is a good quirk. And she does have what I would assume would be like one of the most powerful quirks.
You could just make anything.
I'm going with Bakugo.
Really?
At first, I thought Fire and Ice was dope.
Napalm sweat. Nitroglycerin sweat.
Yeah, because like, see, but that's the thing. It's like he adds that to add energy blast, right? And then he does that for his final attack, where he uses the pressure from those energy blasts to technically hit somebody real fast and hard. Like technically.
True.
So I'm like, yo, he technically can fly.
Yeah, because he'd be.
Yeah. So imagine if he was a dude. So he's not smart. He's like Vegeta smart, but not like Trunks or like Gohan technical smart. So
Because Dragon Ball Z, I know nothing about.
oh man.
I
She
refuse. I refuse
Don't
to
ever
even.
refuse that. You
no.
just watch it in Japanese.
No, all things Dragon Ball Z could suck my dick, and whoever's from my high school is listening to this. Y'all ruined Dragon Ball Z for me for calling me Vegeta. All right, my name is
Vegeta's the best
Brigida.
character.
I don't care. My name was Brigida, not Vegeta. So
Oh,
fuck
wow.
Dragon Ball Z. Fuck
Brigida.
Dragon Ball Super. fuck Dragon Ball Kai. Fuck Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Universe actually is technically what we think of Super now. GT is some separate story. Universe really never existed. Kai is actually Dragon Ball Z, just Japanese uncut version.
Oh, see,
and,
that's how it shows how little I know about
and
that.
lack of filler episodes and shit like that.
Yes, extremely. But basically,
Why would you have nitroglycerin sweat?
because like he can fly, bro. Like if he was smart enough, like Gohan, like I was saying, if he was smart enough like Gohan or Trunks, he would know if he does like little micro blast, like on a supersonic level that is so fast that you can't technically see it, but it's happening. He can fly. And if he's really good at push and release, he can like glide better in the sky and shit, like Batman and Arkham Knight and whatever. Like, but he's not super smart. But if I had that, knowing what I know and my creativity, I would be fucking bombastic in that shit. Like, I wouldn't even need to build me a house. I will go into a fucking cave and just carve this shit out with fucking pressure blast. Because that's technically what it is. It's a pressure blast.
It's true.
he just is. That's why and this is why I love My Hero, because it literally lets you know, or it literally gives you to the point like, yo, they're not even that old enough to understand their powers. So imagine when they keep getting older and understanding their powers, the abilities that we can't even imagine they having.
True.
Facts, yo.
I'm telling you, like that's why I have to have Bakugo's power.
And you?
Whose power would I want in life? It's weird, but like, I've been mad inspired by a character that I can't actually speak about yet, but I can't talk about his ability because God knows when you'll see it anyway. I don't know, but I would like to be able to phase through things.
Hey, Flashito.
I think that'd be cool as shit. After like, you know, a certain level of mastery, I feel like I'd be able to do a lot that would just make me a really cool ass superhero. The coolest
don't think it has
superhero.
limitations though? The phasing through shit?
Nah, I mean, I've seen a lot of things or read a lot of things involving said like ability and whatnot. It could be
Like
pretty.
Kitty Pryde, from X-Men.
Kitty Pryde's a good example. Because, you know, the fact that you can phase through most electronic things and it'll short it out or whatnot, the ability to potentially touch others and have them phase with me and whatnot to, you know, save a whole crisis field of people and whatnot.
That was actually dope because I wasn't even thinking about that. I really wasn't. Wow.
Like, I seen, because it happened to be Kitty Pryde, I seen Kitty Pryde protect the whole group of people as a building was, like, getting ready to fall through them or fall on them. And instead, she, you know, made the building, you know, impermeable or whatever the case, and it just, like, you know, slid through underneath them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Too bad something happens and, you know, something happens. And somebody gets really depressed.
No.
And do we have another member back?
Oh, does Sensei have a power that he would, or a quirk that he would like from My Hero?
Astral projection.
But wait, does that quirk exist? Who's the outro? Who
not,
does?
apparently.
I don't even know. I'm asking. Who can astral project?
Project? Actually, I don't know. I don't think so.
Who astral projects as a quirk in My Hero? We took.
Logillion.
Nah,
That's not what he does.
He look like Astro Boy.
Yo, he does. He reminds me of Astro Boy and homie from Fallout. The new dude from Fallout.
The little Pip boy?
Yeah, Pip Boy. The Pip Boy dude. Yeah, because he has, and that's like a classic American like comic thing, like, which was mad dope. Like they have so many different superhero things in there. But yeah, he already said that, so you gotta pick another one. And I picked Bakugo. Todoroki, Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice combo is very popular. Especially if there's some sort of like, you know, next level mastery that we'll see from some point in his life.
Especially because my breath be kicking. Immediately.
Oh man, alright.
I can't even let that linger.
I can't even let that linger.
It'd be life. It'd be life. So, alright. Let's get into some more of the meat of what we're expecting. Because besides Attack of Titan, this week we are supposed to have our regularly scheduled program of all the mangas being released. So we're talking My Hero, Promised Neverland, Seven Deadly Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins actually came out today too.
It did? I didn't see it on the list. Actually, I probably skipped over it because I saw Robo. We're waiting for Full Drive. What? I'm gonna be honest, I don't read Clover. I stopped reading Clover after the tournament arc, the new tournament arc for when they're going to be in the
Royal Knights.
Royal Knights, yes.
it's very intense right now. It kind of instantly picked up right off again after that into like a raid with the enemy and stuff like that.
Really?
So from instantly forming that group to instantly putting them right into action, no hesitation.
All right.
Not even a space. Like, after Royal Guards are made, next chapter, we invading.
All right, so then. Alright, so I gotta read that. I gotta catch up on Promised Neverland. There was something else out. Oh, of course, the big dog, the big daddy, Shogun's Jump, #1 crown jewel. What are you expecting from One Piece?
I'm expecting this arc to end or to get his life together and give me like another 4 chapters with some really intense action scenes. Actually, I'm lying. I'm not expecting it to end because I'm waiting for Luffy to have his battle and show us a new form and such.
So you think he's gonna do a new form against Big Mom?
Not even against Big Mom, just against Dogtooth.
Really?
And then I assume after said battle, probably get sent back to the crew, or as might think, Luffy will probably end up maybe potentially staying there, or hiding out with potential members of said Big Mom's crew.
What?
Letting the rest of his crew go to the Wano country to go meet up with the rest of them until he eventually arrives himself to handle said terrible situation that can go down. I know it's rare for the crew to be separated, but if you're going to separate them, you might as well.
How long has Zoro been gone?
How long has the rest of the crew been
gone? Like a whole
gone?
year? In our time.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen... Who's missing? Zoro, no, it's pretty much just Zoro, right?
And Brock. Where's Brock?
Brooke is with the crew. It's Frankie who's not with.
Oh yeah, Frankie, yeah.
So Zoro, Frankie, the samurai.
Robin.
Oh yeah, Robin, because Robin's
Was the
not
samurai there. Bobby? Is the samurai considered a crew member?
The samurai is. The samurai.
Yeah, he is. They are going to.
Yeah, they're
his
supposed to go to the
homeland.
Wano country. Yeah. So, all right, I guess he's part of the crew now.
For the time being, he is.
All right. So, damn, that's half the crew. So, all right, if they had the full crew, do you think they would have went through all the bullshit they went through?
Right now?
Yeah.
Nah, not so much. I feel like, if anything, Zoro will be probably like fighting Dogtooth.
Yeah.
And Luffy.
Because it seems like the Vegeta battle, and Zoro.
And Luffy would just be like, potentially racing back to the crew to help them, and Zoro would just get back when he gets back because Zoro is who he is.
All right, so you're basically saying right now that Luffy's going to show a new power against Dogtooth.
Yeah, because
power or like.
I guess I wouldn't say power. I would say just the strength of power up, like the power up in his observation hockey, since that's like the main goal here. As he claims Dogtooth, or Dogtooth claims he could potentially see the future thanks to his observation hockey. So Luffy will then, in the terms, I guess, get the same or in equal terms of power for that observation hockey, which would be very impressive, as Dogtooth is a man worth a billion berry, and that's a very rare thing to see in One Piece.
Yeah, that is true.
And the higher your bounty, the more dangerous you are. So a guy who's twice as much bounty as Luffy is pretty much known to be a real threat. So why not?
All right, I'll give you that.
The flower of hockey only blooms in battle.
Yes, sensei. Hi, sensei. All right, so I'm done because I'm waiting for One Piece. I need to see how One Piece is.
Right?
It honestly doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon.
Nah, never. We're probably at like 60%. I know the halfway was the start of like.
I don't think it was the start of the new world. I would have thought that a long time ago, and I would have even thought halfway was when Ace died and he became, and then they had the time skip. I still don't think that. I'm legitimately, Oda is one of the best authors ever to continue having a story that's this engrossing.
Yeah, like you just don't know what's gonna happen.
You don't know what's gonna happen. You can't speculate what's gonna happen. There's nothing but theories. Literally, there's One Piece podcast that for one chapter they spend 3 hours talking about it. because the politics of that world is so fucking
So,
heavily like OD. It's like it's just
you
so
need a
detailed.
guidebook for One Piece. You hear that?
Several.
You need a guidebook.
A guide?
A guidebook for One Piece.
And not Wikipedia.
I actually think they have them like miscellaneously. I think they're called like the green books or whatever. You can buy them like volumes.
Really?
Yeah, like volumes
Not
of
the-
manga with just mad One
Not
Piece
the
information.
not the Takabons, because the Takabons is like 10 manga or like 5 manga, not chapters, but 5 manga basically volumes in one. So they're like the super like the big joints.
I got some questions for y'all since both of you guys have finally seen season 1 of the 7 Deadly Sins. Since Jace, you're too lazy to read sins, but it doesn't make a difference. It's all good. I know you didn't like the anime, but Hime has also just finished it. So, how you feel about it?
I feel
And
accomplished.
Jace, will you give it a chance? As season 2 is going to come out soon.
Yeah,
It'd be
season 2's
great.
already out.
Oh yeah, technically yeah.
Season 3,
Well, I mean the real season 2, I should say, like the actual like continuation of the story.
It would be great to watch it.
Because the
You know,
season
as a
2
group.
on Netflix is just 4 episodes of filler nonsense to
Wait,
pass
seriously?
time. Yeah, it's literally just 4
I
episodes
didn't
of
even
nothing.
try to watch it because I'm just like, I'm not going to deal with it.
No, it's just completely nothing.
Alright,
So now the new season is actually supposed to start sometime this month, which will actually continue off where season 1 really left off and whatnot.
wow.
I feel accomplished after watching it. It was unlike anything I ever saw before. It's very hard for me, and this may sound weird for like it may sound weird to anime watchers or like avid anime watchers, but I'm sure it sounds perfectly sane for people who do not watch a lot of anime. The little kid thing is weird to get over. It is very weird. It's present in animes that I've seen in the past, but like the fact that Meliodas looks like a kid and Elaine looks like a
this
kid.
is why I can't watch Case Closed. Case Closed has how many chapters?
It's actually 800.
800, and it has like what, 600, 700 episodes or something like that. I cannot watch Case Closed because he's a kid. I'm not saying like some pedophilia shit or anything of that crazy nature. I just can't get addicted to it. I never liked Astro Boy. I like characters I can relate more to, and even when I was younger, when I was watching like Power Rangers, I related to the adults of Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? I related to Goku. Like that was my first anime, so like Fist of the North Star. So it's hard for me to deal with this kid shit, and it really blows mine. So I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's what one of my turnoffs was. Even Diane kind of bothers me a little bit. The giant lady, the giant.
Yeah,
that's her name, right? Diane or Diana? Diane.
Diana.
Yeah, it bothers me too. Everything else is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I think that prepared me for any other, like once I saw Ancient Magus, Magus' Bride, the Ancient Magus' Bride.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me as much. Like if I had seen that before I saw 7 Deadly Sins, I would be like, what the hell is this old ass demon motherfucker trying to take this little girl? Like I want to call CPS, but watching 7 Deadly, like Meliodas is a kid. He's a child.
He's 3,000.
He is 3,000 days old.
Years.
Hours old. Seconds old. He's a child. The king is a fat nigga in a child's body. Okay.
He's 700.
Okay. 7 years.
And King
Elaine
of Fairies.
is 7 years old.
Guardian Spirit of Force.
All I'm saying is seeing a little girl hold on to a man is a little creeps. But knowing their story, it doesn't bother me so much. Like, I'm over it.
See, and I know the backstory as well, at least to like some of it, but I can't get over it. Like, and it's crazy because I'm thinking about it now. Like, the only reason we tolerated Gohan is because Goku's the main character. The only reason, like, I'm trying to think of any other, like Tenchi Muyo, there was grown characters like that. They weren't the main, but Tenchi wasn't that young. You know, like Digimon was like probably Digimon and Pokemon was the only animes I could watch where the main characters was young and I had a problem with it. It's just he's old in a young person's body, and I'm like, for my protagonist,
Nobody.
I want them to be taller. I don't know. It's something like
stop.
I'm so serious though.
No, that's terrible. But it's so
So
good.
funny.
I don't know. I got so attached to every single. There's not one character that I didn't feel some kind of attachment to. They did so well on every single backstory. Like, even lower like tier villains had, freaking deep ass backstories. And I definitely want to hear more about Merlin, who did not get enough play. Season one.
She shows up in the end
with her badass self. She's so badass. Like, and then she did that shit with Vivian. That's in season 2, right? That we saw that.
Oh, that little
with the engagement ring.
Yeah.
Fuck Vivian up because Vivian's over here trying to get Gil Thunder. But I definitely want to see a lot more of Merlin. And then Arthur's so cute, and randomly also popping up.
And that's the thing when we get to start watching season 2, that's basically where it picks up off, because the Sins were given a warning and whatnot. They have to go to Camelot. They have to go protect Arthur. So that'll probably be like one of the first things we actually see in season 2.
Is that in the manga?
Yeah.
Like legitimately in the manga?
As literally
like canon?
Yeah.
That actually sounds dope, because I'm a sucker for like King Arthur and Holy Knights and Camelot and Excalibur.
The Legend of Arthur reigns strong in all things like anime that has like
Seriously,
Britain like roots and whatnot.
No, it legitimately is.
And they're all basically named the same too. I'm pretty sure Arthur Pendragon.
Oh yeah, the picture, because that was damn. We're British people. They really help society. God damn.
That's debatable.
Hey, I guess. Alright, so cool. You're up on almost what? Everything you need to be up on, right?
I think so. What else did I start watching? I ended Sins already. Ancient Mage's Bride. Oh, Black Clover.
Yeah, we watched episode 1 of Black Clover.
Read Black Clover, you'll be way more better.
Let me catch up. And then I still have to somehow get my ass back into Bleach.
Oh, are we really going to talk about the disappointing...
Yeah, no, everybody says it. I'm already set up for it. So, like, even if it's slightly, like, less disappointing than I'm expecting, my expectations for the
read
disappointment...
because they can't finish the anime.
Yeah.
Because in the last couple of years of the manga, it was ranked really, like, low on Shonen Jump. But, it did what it did in the beginning times, that they looked out. Shonen Jump got, looked out for Oda and shit. Tete Kubo, my apologies. I'm disappointed in Bleach. I was just arguing with somebody about Bleach today as well. It's really disgusting. Like, he had to rush it, yes. But the story, like, it was the same thing over and over again. Yeah. And the world kept resetting itself.
And the whole final arc is so, like, colluded and filled with so many things and like so many unexplained things. Yeah, there's not much
I don't know.
That? Oh shit, strong.
The true disappointment. I'm ready for it though.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Are you guys ever fearful in like starting a new manga, like that getting that disappointment in the end?
Oh hell yeah.
Like, how terrible would it be if that happened in My Hero? Terrible.
I don't think it's gonna happen in My Hero. I don't want to think about it. So I want to play devil's advocate and be like, yeah, it would be super terrible.
I'd like to think if it's gonna be like one of the new big 3 that it'll literally follow Naruto's path.
No, because what is the current big 3 is One Piece, My Hero, and who's the number 3 right now? It's not Black Clover. I think it's Dr. Stone, right?
Yeah, it's probably Dr. Stone.
Yeah, Dr. Stone is like the 3rd most popular manga.
How many is that out?
Well, it's dozens. Every manga that gets released. What happens is they do like a survey when you get your Shonen Jump in the mail, because in Japan it's weekly, so you get it like you get the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal on Sunday, and basically, well, it comes Thursday for them. Basically, they grade them, And through the weekend, it gets like the votes get tallied and graded. Like, oh, this is number one. This is that. Who you vote for? This, that, and the third. And what ends up happening is it gets, it happens to be on a survey, and that's what determines who get front page cover, who gets the most deals for video games, who gets this, who gets that.
Okay.
And basically, if I'm not mistaken, it probably was Black Clover for like a month, but it's been probably Dr. Stone. I still have to double check.
By sales, it's One Piece, Attack on Titan, and Kingdom, which none of us actually read here.
No, but on Shonen, because Attack of Titan is not a shonen.
Yeah, I know, but I was just saying about sales in general.
Oh yeah, of course. You see why I had to finish reading that chapter on Attack of Titan. It's really good. What was it, chapter 90 or something, right? Where it just changes in your whole perspective of the Attack of Titan world, environment, what goes on, how people act, why the climate is the way it is, like dealing with like the Titans attacks and basically, the king and the monarchy. At 90, everything starts making sense. They waited until chapter 90, and I think we talked about this already. But one of the most beautifully written. So I wouldn't be surprised why it's number 2. And then Kingdom is the third one, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that anime? Not anime. That online webcomic?
What?
Kingdom. I've never heard. What's Kingdom?
It's weird. I don't really actually know about it myself. I just I've just seen it here and there, but I actually have no idea anything about Kingdom. Maybe we should all get into that together.
You look it up. I could have sworn it was a webcomic. What's that webcomic that's out now? Oh, that's something Tower of the what? What is it?
Oh, Tower of God?
Yeah, alright. I'm probably getting that mixed up for whatever odd reason.
I love Tower of God. Even though I haven't read the last God knows how many chapters.
Which means they'll be read by 2 days from now.
Yeah, maybe. Play a quick catch up.
Bro, I wish I could catch up. I gotta get back on Promised Neverland because shit just be happening. Screenshots be sent to group text, and I'm just like, really? What is going on?
Right? Oh, sugar steers.
Alright, so we waiting for One Piece. We got Attack of T, so we can't talk about that until next podcast. Because literally we just got it like minutes before we podcasted. What about Robo is out as well. We gotta read Robo.
Oh yeah.
Are you feeling a little drawn out with this match by any chance?
I'm hoping it's the end. I read like a couple of pages, but it seems like it should be coming to a close. It doesn't seem too drawn out, so hopefully it does end right here, and we get a nice little victor, and all this is decided real quick, and we move on to what's hopefully a very good and big arc with a bunch of characters that we don't know and a bunch of old characters that we haven't seen in a while. Time to start bringing back the characters that we were probably introduced to in the beginning.
Yeah, like I want to see how the adult career is. I really think they shouldn't have did a time skip. They shouldn't have did a time skip. Really, that was the laziest writing I've ever seen, and it destroyed what I thought the manga was gonna be. We was expecting some training like little training montages like they do in Shonen, or at least like an off-season type thing happening. Like he was during the season. Like they could have literally did Kokodo no basket.
Or whatever.
They could have Kokodo no basket, right? And then go straight into something different. Like you have your school arc tournaments that goes throughout the year. You know what they could have did? They could have Initial D. He was a street racer, and then he became on Project D, and then he was even more than a street racer, like underground racer, and then he goes on to like fucking full-time racing type shit. You know what I'm saying? A race car driver. We could have saw that with Robo. Like I didn't want to see the professional career, because the professional career is the end. What is he gonna do? What, dominate every other year? What manga's ever done that?
Yeah, I know,
Ippo
right?
doesn't even do that.
He's had a very long run. Very.
Like, literally, I'm expecting like 200
from rookie
chapters
year.
Like, yeah, what are they going to do his rookie year? He's not going to get the championship and have to do another circuit? I can't see that happening.
It wouldn't be fun to watch or read, probably. At least I don't think so.
OG, if you're with us, let us know how you feel about the progression of Robo.
I feel like Robo in golf itself is boring, but Robo is pretty cool. I like the time skip. I really don't feel like sitting and watching play high school games. It's Omega. So I can't really complain.
Did you like Kokoro no Basket?
I like Kokoro no Basket.
That was high school games.
Yeah,
I think your bias against Haikyuu is showing right now. Look, niggas is tired and they still biased against Haikyuu.
Volleyball is a challenging sport.
It is. I'm glad you understand that. It's made for y'all people.
Us tallies.
Yeah. Y'all 6 foot people.
I'm
almost.
terrible at
what?
terrible.
You haven't even tried at anything to be like
involving like coordination.
You don't know. You can be just like a sports manga.
Wait,
you can evolve real quick.
Wait. Probably. I need to hear his. So I gotta have him finish this because then I need your synopsis because I want to know if I'm walling, if I'm the red herring out of everybody. So okay, you're fine with the time skip. You're fine with not watching high school golf, whatever they want to consider it. What the fuck? Golfing? High school golfing? Like.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
golf.
would have took another slam dunk than this, but I'm okay with it. Semi. So you're okay with the time skip. You're okay with no high school games and progression. How do you feel that his first tournament is going so far? How's Robo doing?
He didn't lose.
Do you know that yet?
He didn't lose.
You read the chapter?
No.
He's sticking to that. He didn't lose.
He didn't lose against Dorian Gray. The LeBron James. Literally, Dorian Gray is built like DJ from Street Fighter.
The darkest Negro in golf.
And he lost.
Alright, so he lost. So, but how do you feel like the pacing of the story? Because that intro was, I'm not gonna lie, that intro was fly, everything else was trash. So you're I can't do it. So, alright, you're basing everything good happening off of the fucking intro? And that he's not gonna lose because he had a dope intro?
Yeah.
He jumped out of a helicopter.
I feel like after you jump out of the helicopter, you win something. Word to Yugi instead of Kylo.
Well, alright, you took it back. I'm trying to think who jumped out of a helicopter and did not lose.
We're all gonna learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So if any of y'all ever want to challenge us.
Learn? I think I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh shit, my fault, Jace.
I wish I had my old deck.
Jace will send one of y'all to the Shadow Realm, yo. Ah, you mean?
I'm done. Alright, so where you thinking this is Robo's going, Parlay?
Man, I don't know if Robo will really I don't think Robo. I can't say Robo won't last that long, but I feel like it shouldn't last that long just because they did the time skip. Like, unless you're gonna give us another time skip down the road where Robo is more of an adult than, I guess, a guy fresh out of like high school or fresh out of college potentially. But, cause like, what are they supposed to do? Like the whole Ippo and like Miata thing, where they like him and his rival never clash, and Robo just continuously takes on like other super strong golfers, and his man takes on other super strong golfers, but they never actually meet on the golf field. And then at the end of it, they gotta have their own little private match somewhere, 1-on-1, on some sort of resort island.
All right, they didn't have to do all of that, but they could.
They could. It should. I think it should go down just like that.
Nah, I think they could have met. Like, they could have been the One Punch Man, the My Hero Academia of sports manga. They could have switched it up a little bit. But right now, they're switching it up, and not even for the baddest. Like, it's legitimately a time skip for no reason. Mr. Prince of Tennis. How was the time skip of Prince of Tennis? Because I obviously didn't get up there yet. Like they didn't like how many tournaments was it before they did the time skip? That does not help us. But if I'm not mistaken, Prince of Tennis has over like 700 chapters.
Damn.
Like 6, because the new Prince of Tennis has like 384 or something like that. I'll have to double check, but it has chapters. It's not doing it before it even hit 100. Robo didn't even hit 100.
What was that, like, what, 35?
Yeah. So you didn't reach 50, you didn't reach 100, and it's already a time skip? Come on now.
That is too much.
It's not even a training arc. It was an introduction arc. That's what Robo technically was.
And then it skipped to mad things. Well, potential things. It could have had more potential things done.
So I can't give this to Robo. I can't.
Sorry, Robo. You'll do better next time.
Yeah. Promised Neverland. How are we looking on that? Can I get a synopsis? Because I'm like 20 chapters behind.
The kids.
From when they met the guy in the bunker thing, and he was supposed to be the author dude, and he wasn't really the author dude.
Oh, and then he wanted them to leave. They didn't leave, so they bullied him. He then threatened to bully them, but did not bully them. Because Emma's really like one of those girls who just says words to you and you get weak in the knees. But then he decided that he would train Emma and Ray, teach them how to like hunt demons or hunt food in general just to survive and whatnot. That didn't work out. The dude actually wanted to betray them and use them as bait to potentially get away from some like top class demons and whatnot if he ever ran into them and whatnot. But that didn't happen either. What happens though is that Emma gets separated from them. So I have no idea what's going on with Ray and this guy right now. And they're in this, and she's in this mysterious town with a bunch of new kids and whatnot, being part of this terrible game and being hunted.
Is it a game or she's back on the plantation?
Nah, it's a game. It's just some miscellaneous area that some miscellaneous demons run. I think the demon's dude is Lewis or whatever the case.
So this is like renegade demons that don't have their own farm.
Yeah, they like...
Or they use their farm as a game?
Yeah, because most of the kids are from different plantations and whatnot that they've been like smuggled out of and whatnot. Some kids have been there for a few years and shit.
Before the other kid got eaten, they probably use certain kids for certain things. That's crazy. Wow, alright, I gotta catch up.
Yeah, you gotta do a lot of that, man.
Yo, who are you telling?
Oh, and we're all gonna watch Devilman Crybaby at some point. It's a masterpiece. Everyone should watch it. I watched it already, but I'm still gonna watch it.
I didn't give it much of a chance because I was busy watching like regular TV shows. Don't Kill Me. Unfortunately, Travelers is really good, so I had to watch Travelers.
I've been binge watching Arrow again.
I'm trying to get all those DC shows. I got the Flash on season 3, and then I just stopped.
Nope, it's Legends of Flower vs. Girl.
So Supergirl versus who?
No, Flower Girl.
Oh wow.
Flaro, not Flower. Flaro, because it's Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow. Supergirl. Arrow and Flash.
Yeah, the whole. I know. I was waiting. The whole universe thing, right?
Yeah, and then the Constantine randomly.
Every now and then.
But Constantine wasn't even a Fox 5 or a CW show. It was an FX show, right?
It was on like NBC actually.
What? How, Sway? How did they get the rights to do all of that? That was crazy.
They definitely.
This is why I can't deal with American shows.
That iZombie show is a DC comic too.
iZombie, the shit that was on Netflix?
Well, yeah, it is on Netflix.
Well, I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, but yeah.
What channel was it on?
It goes on CW.
Wow. So let me guess, she's a Justice League hero?
Not even. She's one of those like, you know, outside the box characters that no one like associates with. But it's good. Wow. Alright, can't complain.
Okay.
It's a decent show.
I'm sticking to manga where everybody has their own fucking universe and
Devilman Crybaby.
Alright, so if we get a little introduction, not a synopsis. Don't spoil it for nobody. This is the new Netflix series that just came out at the beginning of the year. What is Devilman Crybaby about? So, like, for the first introduction. What is it? Who is Devilman and who's Crybaby?
Devilman is a crybaby. He's a kid named Akira, and him and his man Rio get into some stuff.
Oh, every kid named Akira gets into some stuff. Continue.
Him and Rio get into some stuff. It doesn't get too pretty. A lot of people die. It's very graphic. I'm talking about very graphic. Like, a dude was having some sex, and a girl turned into a demon. Like, her legs turned into a demon.
All right. So I'm not bugging.
Nah.
So I gave. All right. So literally, I was really, really tired. It was on Netflix, and I didn't really watch the first episode. I was in one of those sleeps where I'm like, up, not up, up, not up. And I noticed that they were in this nightclub, right? And then everybody's dancing. This girl is like showing her tits. And I'm like, yo, this reminds me of like old anime, like The Professionals, like Go-Go 13, Akira, you know, like fucking Ghost in the Shell. Like, you can see nudity. It's nothing. And it wasn't gratuitous nudity. It was nudity in the context of what was happening in the scene. It wasn't hentai. And I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? Disco lights and nudity? Because at first it kind of looks like an Adult Swim cartoon. Or like a Comedy Central cartoon type shit at first. Like, it doesn't look like an anime to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden these demons are turning from the pussies and the tits. And it's just eating up a whole fucking nightclub. Alright, so I wasn't bugging. I thought I was really bugging.
Yeah. It's very graphic. It's very good. The manga it's based off of is from the 1970s.
What?
Yeah, the 1970s.
Wow.
But it's so good. It's 10 episodes. It's like the best thing Netflix ever decided to do with their anime life. As of, so far anyway. We'll see what else they do with whatever miscellaneous originals they make and, throughout the year.
If I'm not mistaken, Kakegurui is a Netflix.
Yo, yeah. We should watch Kakegurui too.
Gambling on High. Disclaimer, Netflix, you need to get with the simulcast thing because I've literally watched Kakegurui online on a separate anime site that we will not name because they're destroying the anime industry. But it's my only access to particular anime that's blocked by a company who decided that they don't want to play it in my country yet. Netflix. So, but yeah, that's reminding me of Kakegurui, basically, if that's the case. Okay. Thank you, Netflix, for being a failure.
Soon, Netflix. Just put everything out at once. Like, don't play games with anime.
Yo, I don't know if you ever heard about this reality show called Terrace House, but Terrace House is already, the new season of Terrace House, which is in Kyoto. Reference to One Piece. But no, it's in Kyoto, and it's already released in Japan. But they release it weekly, like how they do the Real World or like how they do our regular TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta wait till March to watch fucking Terrace House. Netflix system is dumb. Amazon gave up on Anime Strike, which they should have because it's behind a double paywall. Crunchyroll is cool, but I don't. Is anybody else having problems with Crunchyroll, like on their phone or on their PS4?
No.
I haven't watched a lot of anime on Netflix, really. I mean, on Crunchyroll recently.
It's been pretty regular for me.
I feel like it loads at like the weirdest times, or it stops at the weirdest times. OJ, have you been using Crunchyroll lately?
No, I asked for the username and nobody gave it to me.
Nah, I had it.
Somebody said it was gonna by the time I had a luxury
Crunchyroll.
Alright. Anyway, when somebody's talking about subliminally, little tech secrets and little information that shouldn't be out. But basically, I'm gonna let it out. I had an account. I had used it for a while, and it was on a card. And then that card just stopped working, or something happened, and I changed my number, and the account wouldn't roll over. Like, it wouldn't continue because it was a different card. So, I stopped with Crunchyroll, unfortunately. So, then again, I don't really want Crunchyroll, and there's supposed to be this new app that's out. I can't remember its name. No, what was its name again? It was and it was crazy because I was reading an article. Yeah, High Dive. That's what it's called. High Dive has streaming anime, and they actually stream it for free, similar to how Crunchyroll does it with ads. But it's like interesting to see what that's about, honestly, because and it's $3.99. So I'll pay $3.99 a month for anime. Then again, I don't know if the anime selection is as optimal as I would want it to be, but I can give it a try. Because Crunchyroll is what, 8. Amazon was like 16 after all the stupid fees. And Netflix is what? Netflix is $10 now, right?
Yeah.
And Netflix anime selection sucks. Like it only is good every 4 to 6 months because you get a fresh 5 to 10 pieces of content to view. But without having something bringing me back every week, it sucks. When I'm binge watching, I can binge watch like 3-4 shows in a week. If especially if I have the days off, ridiculous. Amazon, like, they do that weekly crawl for a reason. Like, I don't want to watch something at the end of the season. I want to watch it. I want to be surprised and have a conversation next week. Without having a conversation on a weekly basis, when you think we have a podcast.
I wish Netflix would do that though. Put out weeklies.
I would have wished Hulu would have did it. Well, Hulu was doing it, but now they're bought by Disney, so that's a dub.
Hopefully too much won't change on there.
Well, not bought, but you know, Disney has a controlling like thing, so they're gonna prioritize their shit over Netflix. I mean, over Hulu. So we don't have Hulu for anime. Anime strike. They're not gonna do for right now. They're not showing any new animes, so we don't know what's going on with that. Crunchyroll is Crunchyroll, so you're not gonna get a full selection, and then High Dive is cool. It's $4, but their selection doesn't look as good. Like I think they got some of the old, like they're gonna renew some of the old Amazon content.
That'd be nice.
Semi, but Crunchyroll Crunchyroll has the market by storm on it.
Yeah, and probably Funimation.
Yeah, because they were supposed to be a thing, but now all of a sudden Funimation got bought by Sony. So I don't even know what's really happening on that end. I do hope PlayStation Plus subscribers get Funimation for free.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, because now I play online and then watch anime.
Yeah.
Because this paywall behind anime gets a little bit annoying. Like it really sucks. But like it's needed because it's the only way we can get multiple anime from different channels on one service. Like I don't have to go to my cable subscriber and find a convoluted way to get TV Tokyo. You know what I'm saying?
And there's that VRV thing where you can like purchase that or whatever, and you get to watch the shows from both Crunchyroll and Funimation, the simulcast, the simuldubs, and a whole bunch of miscellaneous other animes or shorts or whatever.
And that's Crunchyroll problem. They have too many freaking apps. Like, it's too many different ways to get content. And then, like, if VRV is supposed to be only anime, it's not. It's still drama. So if that's the case, why not just have Crunchyroll without the English dubs? Like, why would I pay $5 extra to watch the same content in my language when I could have read it? Nobody's asking to hear the avatar speak in English. They speak in their fucking language and we read the subtitles.
Yeah, man. Subtitles is life. Everyone should just read subtitles for the rest of their life.
Some not dubbed, some not dubbed.
Yeah, it's a sub team over here. I can't do.
The yellow submarine.
That's where Sensei is right now.
Yeah, bro, you're out of here. On a different, like, literally, you're eating no Ori. You went into a different timeline, bro. You went into the future.
We're out of here. Cause Sensei.
I hope you can drive.
Let me check it out.
All right, Parlay. So we really lost OG for the podcast. He's done. We're gonna have to break this into like mini chapters.
We're done.
Yeah, held it down.
P.o.P.
Did we hold it down for you?
Probably.
You kept calling me. I'm like, my mind.
Wait, we're gonna give on our outros right now. We're gonna call it a quick one. Would like to say I finally reached my station though. So Jay's Fashionforty is out. Thank you for tuning in. Parlay, I give it to you.
I'm Parlay, son of Miles. At Parlaymiles. It was fun riding the train with y'all.
I'm General Cross. I was just chilling this whole time, and I was watching everything from the shadows. I'm out.
This is Hime, Breezy. I'm going to sleep. It's my stop. Getting off. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining in. The best intro ever. And it makes a dope outro.
Japanese X-Men intro.
Yeah.